Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday, and this is a new episode of the Right Info Podcast Show with your host, King Twan, speaking. And just to let you all know that this day, is my 30th podcast on the Right Info Podcast Show. Yes, my 30th podcast that I've done since June of last year. And I couldn't be more happy with myself for doing this. I've came a long way, writing up blogs, my blog site, Right Info Podcast Show. That's my podcast show. And the Right Info, my blog site on WordPress. Now, today I want to discuss the topic that's very important, and it is accelerating change to create equal access to opportunity. Now, the stark reality of racial inequality is more apparent now more than any point in recent history. Not since the 1960s has the nation's collective attention been focused so squarely on this one issue. Now, leaders from every level are trying to understand our nation's collective failure to fully address the long-standing issues of policies, negative policies, police brutality, rampant poverty, and the racial wealth gap, and deeply entrenched health care inequalities among minorities. Now, the urgency to tackle these issues head on is evident in the protests that gripped the nation about 3 years ago, dealing with the George Floyd situation, and the more rhetoric of policymakers and the flood of reform-oriented bills proposed in legislatures and municipalities across the country to change the things that went on, the police brutality and rampant racism that goes on today in our society. We all are now seeing new ideas being dusted off and cleaned up for a new audience. And new ideas are gaining traction that would have been unbelievable like some years ago or whatever. Leaders and activists are thinking big and looking for ideas that can move the needle farther and faster than we have ever seen in a nation. Now, leaders are in need of not only ideas, but data and research to support those ideas. Now, does this idea have any chance of success? Where does a community start? Has this been done before? What do we partner with? Now, there are some answers to that. And my answers are very much my own answers, my opinion on the situation. The first question is, does the idea have any chance of success? Yes, it does. Ideas like that with success, if we try to enforce more rules to prevent police brutality, the racism, the still stagnant discrimination that we go through very much every day in American society. Even though, yes, this is a free country, yet we still go through a whole lot of things that's not supposed to be in there, like, rampant discrimination, housing, employment, of the like. And now, does it have any success? Yes. Any program that's created to end discrimination or anything, it is successful. It can be successful. Even though we do have laws that bar discrimination, racism, and the like, there's still closeted practices that go on. Now, the next question is, where does a community start? Well, it starts from within. It's going to start from the beginning. Everybody in the community come together to put their heads together to figure out what can be done to make the society better, make the community better. Pitch in at your local YMCA or help keep your community clean or neighborhood watch or form fundraisers to make any kind of financial some kind of financial money or whatever to make that community stronger. Bring in people from other communities, get together, that sort of thing. That would make it better. That would make it a whole lot easier. Now, has this been done before? Yes. Bringing the communities coming together have been done before. Not a whole lot, but some have been brought together to make one goal, and there's one goal only, and that is to accelerate the change to create equal opportunities. Now, we can make that change, is good. They say change takes time, and yes, it does take a little time. But all in all, everybody comes together. That would be good. Put your heads together, figure out a way on how to better the community, like more job creation, better equal opportunities in schools for our children, and more, more activities. More activities to be created for children, so they won't have anything to do but just sit in the house and not do anything and not have anything, no extracurricular activities. That just doesn't go in just one community; it goes in all communities in America. And with that being said, this had to be addressed as far as making change for equal opportunity, not just in just mostly white neighborhoods, but African American, Hispanic, Asian, or any other neighborhood in America, or even any other neighborhood in the world. And we gotta make things better, make whatever effort, whatever foot forward to make sure things don't go back. We're supposed to be going forward. And this is just a nice little small podcast. I'm a little tongue-tied. I'm sorry. Small little podcast that I'm delivering today on this nice sunny Sunday afternoon. A couple of weeks from now, we'll be out of June, heading into July. And I wanted to speak on today on the topic of accelerating the change to create equal access to any opportunity. And this podcast is very much coming to an end right now. And just so I want to know that this is my 30th podcast I've done within a year. And I just say, those who's listening, that's good, that's great. You're getting a lot of information from the podcast. Those who are not, feel free to go to Spotify or Facebook, Instagram, or WordPress to listen to the podcast or read the blogs. The Right Info is the blog page. The Right Info podcast show, that is on Spotify. I'm going to have that on iHeart, Facebook, and SoundCloud and other social medias. So just look out for that, and hope everybody's having a great Sunday. You all take care now, and bye-bye.